to, you got the recording done?
Yeah.
Very good. Rick, thank you. We will start what I hope will be the final virtual meeting of the Granbury Stamp Group. Since we will start next month with live meetings, that does not mean, Rick, that we might not welcome you to record them and send them out and let anybody attend that cannot be there in person.
Does that mean I have to put my britches on to attend?
To attend, you do have to put your britches on, please.
Yeah. We've got a decent Wi-Fi over there. We may be able to.
Yeah.
Rick, I'm not hearing you very well.
I said, if we've got a good Wi-Fi over there at Bentwater, we may be able to stream it in Bentwater.
Yeah, I don't know even the questions to ask about it, to be honest with you.
Okay.
If
I have to find out about that.
if you think you'll be able to attend our first meeting,
Hope so.
yeah.
Hope to
Thank
get
you very
a
much.
ride down there.
Well, I hope so.
Dave,
Yes.
if you know the person that does that down at Bentwater, just see if they can meet with Rick down there.
I don't even know who does that now. I used to know, but he's no longer on the board, and I don't know who is in charge of it.
Well, I bet you somebody at the board knows, so if you just
Yeah.
check.
I'll
Okay.
ask. I'll
Okay.
ask.
All we need is a password to get into it.
Okay.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Rick, is there anything from APS you need to tell us?
No, I don't have anything from those guys.
All right. We had our Worldwide Collectors International Society member Gary on, but Gary is no longer hooked up, so I can't ask him what's happening with the Worldwide group. So let's do a show and tell. We'll work our way around. Peter, can we start with you?
Yeah, I guess. Well, one thing is, let me see if I may have to get rid of the background. Hold on. It doesn't like that. Let me see here. Okay. Now I get to see the mess behind me. All right. So this is,
God.
yeah, it's called a stamp room. So this is an envelope I got the other day. It doesn't seem, out of the ordinary looking, other than a really old stamp used on it, and the fact that it got canceled upside down. The interesting thing is when I turned it around, it looked pretty interesting. I'm going like, oh, this is a homemade envelope from a piece of paper. Somebody went to a lot of trouble with this. First I go like, how do I open this other than slitting it at the top? So I found out that the guy used double-sided tape to hold this flap in on the inside. And this, I don't know, is somehow, as you can tell, it's kind of constructed from paper. It's just very unique. It's one of those things where, I send 3 stamps to people that send me a self-addressed stamped envelope, and the guy did have postage enclosed here, but it was just, different.
Origami?
And, let me,
Yep, there you go.
yeah, it looks that way. Let me see here. Now, can you guys see this, or can you're screen sharing? Do you see it, or okay? When I was at Costco, no, not Costco, Sam's Club a couple of months ago, I found this thing that you see. Let me see here if I can do it where I can see what I'm doing. All right. I found this 1,000 piece puzzle box for sale. It looked pretty interesting because it featured all stamps. But, first you go like, well, yeah, some of those are real stamps. Like some look like something that Malaysia could have issued, but, stamps from the U.S. generally don't say America on them. China usually doesn't say China. It says Republic of China and so on. So it looks like they're creative interpretations of other countries' stamps using their name, but probably, well, it's interesting anyway, I guess, if you like puzzles and stamps.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of unique.
With those
Um,
colors, though, that would be a real easy stamp to put together.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, you'd think. Well, it's 1,000 pieces, so
Yeah, but
yeah, it should be easy. I didn't buy it. It was the only one there. I guess I could have forked over $11, but I didn't. But I took a photo of it, so because it is philatelic.
The bad,
Y'all
the bad
remember?
part, the bad part about it, you had to lick each piece before you put it in.
Well, I guess it's die cut. Well, they are die cut, so I guess it is stamp related. We all remember this series of post office stamps featuring post office murals, and it's going to be part of an upcoming thing. So back in 2014, I found myself here. This is the main post office in San Juan, Puerto Rico. And it's also home of the US's southernmost APC machine. But when I turned around from that view, I saw this, which is their interpretation of a modern mural on the side of the wall. Where, and it's pretty big. This is like 3 by 6 or 8 or 10 feet. It's pretty large. And, as you can tell, they incorporated reproductions of U.S. stamps and maybe some others. I don't recall this one here being a U.S. stamp, but, this was Ponce de Leon. I remember this one I think so. This one with a sailing ship doesn't ring a bell. I think this one is an interpretation of obviously an older stamp from the 50s. But I thought it was kind of interesting.
Looks like it's all Puerto Rico themed.
Yeah, it's all Puerto Rico because, hey, I'm in Puerto Rico. I had to steal myself away from my parents. This photo was taken at 9:50 p.m. So it's like, oh, honey, can I need to go to the post office. We were at the embassy suites at the hotel. So I had to go find this place. And, the machine was open and I did get a couple labels from it. And it would be the southernmost APC, Automated Postal Center in the U.S. and probably the only one on the island of Puerto Rico. So, but every time I blink, I come up with other stamps that can be used for been there, done that. Here's one, Admiralty Bay. Annie and I kind of came in on port on a ferry to Bequia Island, and that'll be there. And I just keep finding stuff. Even this will feature in it because this is a Greek stamp featuring one of my favorite ancient coins, which features an owl. Now, I basically have this exact same coin, although mine is a little bit more used up. Details are missing, compared to here where you can see the eyes. This one is kind of worn clean, but, it's one of the few I've been able to find that I can actually afford. So this coin is from, as it says in the description, the year 449 BC. So, 2,500 some years old. So again, been there, done that. Tower of London, been there. So you'll all see some of this stuff coming up.
Well, thank you,
soon to a
Peter.
newsletter near you.
Thank you, Peter. Stanley, anything for show and tell?
No.
Judy, anything for show and tell? Bob Coleman, you're on mute. Anything for show and tell?
There, okay. No.
No. Okay, Joe McFarland, anything for show and tell?
Not this time, but I'm working on one for the meeting in person.
All right, we'll go to Ken Aldridge.
Okey doke. I don't know if you can see this. Oh, geez, you can't really see it, I don't think.
Got too much feedback.
Yeah, well, oh, wait a minute. Wait. Hold on a second here.
Yeah, say plug your phone in.
Well, I lost it. Anyway, there's a picture of my wife holding a stamp quilt that she made. And I put out a little survey to the board today. She wanted to donate it to the club for the silent auction, and I got the idea of maybe having a raffle. Now, I know our club really is not in need of funds, but I think a raffle would bring in a lot of more money than the silent auction.
I think so too.
Yeah. So anyway,
I'll probably buy 20 tickets.
Yeah, and so I'm just kind of waiting to see how the board feels about that, and
Okay.
maybe that's something that we can, oh,
There-
there it
there-
is.
There
Thank
it
you,
is.
thank you,
Gorgeous.
thank you, thank you.
Yeah, Ken, because you emailed me the picture earlier today,
Yeah,
so there you
great,
go.
right. So anyway, that's, we'll see what happens, how the board feels about it. I volunteered to coordinate ticket sales, hold the money, and all of that kind of stuff. So
Okay.
secondly is okay, here is, this is a magazine from the Persimmon Hill magazine, which is the official monthly magazine of the Cowboy Hall of Fame in Oklahoma City.
Oh,
This
Wow.
happens to be a picture of John Wayne. I'm bringing this up because our expo theme is Western,
yes.
but this picture was done by Norman Rockwell,
Oh,
which, you know, he did a lot of stamps for not only the US, but a lot of other countries. But I thought it was kind of interesting. I'm trying to figure out how I can maybe do a one page, or I don't know.
okay.
I told Ray that I had something I want to do a 6-page. He said, we can't do 6-page. So anyway, but lastly, I am soon to get, today or tomorrow or the next day, 40,000 worldwide stamps, all off paper. I think a majority of them are used. I've seen pictures of the piles, and I think a majority of them are used. And I'm planning on, once I get them, I've got a couple of people that have already said, you know, they wanted 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000, but I'm going to sell them for a penny and a half a stamp,
Okay.
which gives me just a little profit, but I think it'll be kind of fun. And I've also talked to Bob with the mix pick, and we may work something out there. But anyway, if you're interested, I will be putting out a notice when they do arrive, and we'll see if anybody might be interested. Why, we'll maybe work a deal.
Are you
Where
planning
you
on
getting them
sorting
from,
those
Ken?
by country, or
Pardon?
Where are
are
you
you
getting
planning?
them from?
I'm getting them from a collector in the Netherlands. He he posts a lot of stuff on a Facebook site called Stamps Buy and Sell. And I bought a few things from him. He's very reliable. And I don't know if he's bought out some dealers or what, but he's got a ton of stuff. Most of what he sells is in stock books. But the problem is, you know, paying, you know, 59 euros, then you got to add shipping. And
Yeah.
so a lot of times you got to factor that into the prices. But I bought last year, I bought a box of 10 stock books of different countries, and turned around and reorganized and sold them all and come out with a little profit. But he's very reliable, and this is first my time I've jumped into just a big mixture pick. So I don't know.
So are you
Thank you
planning
very
on
much,
putting
Ken.
those by
Okay.
country?
John, any show and tell?
Nothing to add tonight, fellows.
Okay, Gene Atkinson.
I'm just barely here myself.
Okay.
You're just sharing yourself, huh?
That's all I could manage today.
Rick, anything for show and tell?
Yeah, you might have noticed the wallpaper behind me here. You having trouble hearing me?
Oh,
Yes.
we have shown.
No,
Problem is, what my problem is. Is that any better?
Yes, it is.
Okay, sorry about that. I had the microphone down farther. On my background here, this is a plate proof. And apparently Smithsonian Institution, the National Philately Museum, is digitizing all of these. They have something like 40,000 copies of these things, and they're going in and digitizing them. I think they've selected like 4,000 of them they're going to digitize and make them available for the public. So there's actually a little video about that that takes about 3 minutes. If you guys don't mind, I can show you that video. What do you think?
Bob
Right.
says okay,
Yeah.
Peter says okay. I don't
Okay.
see any problem. We've got 3 minutes.
Okay, hang on a second. See if I can get it up here.
These are absolutely unique. It's the only set of this material in the world. And so it's really an irreplaceable collection, a very valuable collection, both in terms of its uniqueness, but as a resource for scholars.
A stamp, little stamp, is a window into the history, heritage, and heroes of the United States. It's very important, the images. One point in time, the Bureau of Engraving were the ones that actually produced all the stamps, go from the final plate. And the final plate was kind of very important. A lot of people had to sign off that that was the right image and the right stamp. We ended up with probably about 40,000 of them here. In particular, researchers love to look at that. It's hard to see it because it's in the vault. And there's so many, but we're now digitizing it, so they'll be able to do it online in very high resolution.
My name is Emily Smith, and I am a contract registrar here, specifically working with a certified plate-proof collection. I'm in charge of the digitizing project. Due to the large size of these objects, it was hard for us to digitize them here ourselves. So from the 2,000 objects that have been selected, I break them into object packages and shipping packages. Due to the extreme rarity of these pieces, they're one of a kind, they're extremely unique. We have to have a security escort whenever they leave the building in order to go to the digitizing facility. So once a week, security comes to the National Postal Museum. They pick me up, they take me to the digitizing facility. We transfer the objects and we go through a checklist.
That's 5522. We want to get the entire image, all the edges and everything, so there's no, so they get the entire sheet.
So when this project is over, all those images will then go live on Arago and have their own separate collections in there that researchers and the public can view.
But equally important is we're creating exhibits online. We actually have visitors from 170 countries now. And we've got an enormous population of visitors coming in online. So we're actually working 2 museums at the same time.
That's interesting.
That was pretty cool, huh?
Yes.
This is the website. If you guys are interested in going there, you can go there and actually do a search and like a plate number, search on a plate number that you want to look at, and it'll pop up their video, their picture of it. If you know what plate number you want to look for. That search engine will also let you look for stuff by subject or whatever. So you got that, Gene?
Okay. Thank you very much, Rick.
Hang on a second. I'm not completely done yet.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, wait, there's more.
I don't know if you guys ever heard of Farley's Follies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. If you're all aware of it, there's some of those available on that website as well. And the thing about Farley was Postmaster General during the term of FDR. And he decided to take some of the stamps and give them to his kids when they came off as proofs. So you can see this at the bottom. He wrote on there to Betty, Ann, and Jimmy Farley from their dad. He said this is the second sheet of 5-cent Yellowstone stamps issued July 23rd, 1934. And he signed it, James A. Farley, Postmaster General. But also at the corner there, Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the thing. So I thought it was kind of interesting.
Yes.
But that's one of Farley's follies anyway.
Have you got that one now, Rick?
Not the full sheet, no. You know, what happened is the post office came back and made a whole bunch of these things that were imperf and ungummed just because Farley had done this, had created some rarities. So the post office came back and issued them like that so that people could have them. So they're out there and they're pretty widely available. But that's the Farley's Follies. And if you want to take a look at the Smithsonian, that's a certified plate proofs virtual exhibit. And this is a website for that. Any of you guys want that?
Okay.
All right, that's it.
Thank you very much, Rick.
I've got a comment about the digitalizing. I was surprised to see them not wearing gloves.
I was too, Ken, and then I went
Yeah.
back and looked at a later video, and everybody was using gloves. So I guess somebody finally said something to them.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Sure.
I guess that's everybody but me. I'll share with you what I've got. I've got an envelope, a priority flat rate envelope that I received in the mail, which looks like a typical envelope. There are 4 stamps on the front, one $1 one and 3 others that are nonprofit. But it's got a note here that says 680 on the back. You take a look at the back, and the back is covered with 68 pre-sorted standard stamps. They're 10 cents each. There's actually 5 types of them. There are 5 different types. They're all mixed here together.
Oh, gee.
And they covered the back. So these were self-adhesive, and total postage was $7.95. But I thought that was an interesting envelope, much too interesting to remove the stamps from the envelope. I think we should just keep the envelope the way it is and pass it on.
Yes.
Who was that from? They had to have a certification to use pre-canceled stamps.
These are pre-sorted, not pre-canceled.
But still, don't you need, Peter, do you know, don't you need a special certification?
Yeah, for any of the endorsed stamps like that, bulk rate, pre-sort, whatever, you need to have it's still kind of a pre-cancel permit type.
Yeah.
That you need for that.
Yeah, I have that permit with the rubber stamp that you are required to actually put it on the envelope when you mail this kind of thing. This
Well,
one,
that's the postmark. Yeah, but that's a postmark mailer's permit. That's separate from all of this. Which I have that one too, but I don't have any current date slugs.
no, mine is not. Mine is a pre-cancel permit.
Pre-cancel permit. Okay, that's separate from the postmark mailers, Merlin.
That's
The pre-cancel one lets you use that little two-line one that says like Granbury, Texas, or whatever. But then there's the bigger
No.
one with the date slug. That's
No.
that's the postmark mailer's permit.
No, the regulations are for mine is that I must provide full postage, but I'm allowed to use pre-canceled stamps.
Yeah, I have that, but I rarely ever use it. So
Well, I hardly ever use it as well. This has no, but it has the priority mailing label on the front as you can see, post
Well,
office.
the reason for that label is the post office says if you mail anything over 13 ounces with all stamps on it, which this is, then you have to present it to the clerk, and then they have to print that $0 label on it, PVI label on it.
Yep.
Thanks to the
Okay.
Unabomber.
Yeah.
So that's end, I guess, of show and tell. There's no one else. Anybody else? Anything for show and tell?
Yeah,
There's
Rick's
a
got something.
pre-cancel you.
Yeah, Rick's got some pre-cancels.
Yep. Your number is 123. Now you can only use that in one post office, right, Rick?
That's not my number. Somebody
Well,
else.
that's it. Mine is 111, and I can only use it in one post office. And I must hand deliver everything I mail with it.
Yeah, right.
Postal person to
Well, here's mine if it comes up. So this is my single Plano, Texas pre-cancel permit number 90. That which I haven't used in years because I don't have a lot of definitive stamps. But yes, I have to go to the post office, that post office where it's registered, and I've had mine since about 1996. But if I can do it without it blanking out on me, it's kind of weird. There you go.
Yeah, there's mine. So, okay, let's go on. Rick, you've got a video program that we asked for. Do you want to tell us about the video program and introduce it, please?
Well, it's another one of the what's the guy's name? Graham Beck videos, and it's about Machins.
Oh, good.
Some people like Machins. Some people really hate Machins, but everybody's got an opinion, right? So here we go. Let's see if I can get this one going.
Does using full screen take up too much bandwidth?
So 17. This is a definitive postage stamp known as a Machin. And there are no words communicating the country of issue because the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II is all you need to know that this stamp is from the United Kingdom.